Hi, everyone. Welcome to Digital Life Decluttered. My name is Wendy Carlson. I'm a digital organizer. I help people organize their digital chaos so they can be more efficient and effective and find what they need in 60 seconds or less. That is my goal. I teach you a routine. I help with email, cloud storage, and your Canva account. Today, we're talking about paper clutter. Most people, especially my generation and older, I'm an 80s kid. We grew up having a file cabinet because, computers didn't quite exist. They were just coming out. It was a thing, soon to be, but we still use paper. And that's how we got our information, was through paper. So, and a lot of us still have a filing cabinet. I know I went from a 4-drawer cabinet to a 2-drawer cabinet now. Why your filing cabinet is a graveyard and what to do instead. So let me be honest. Be honest with me. Do you have a traditional metal filing cabinet or a drawer stuffed full of color-coded hanging folders sitting somewhere in your home or office? And be even more honest. When was the last time you actually opened it to find something? I know I don't look at it often. I do have some files, some paper files. We've been told for many years that the secret to a neat, organized life is to buy a filing cabinet. Print out a bunch of labels, get out that new shiny label maker or that dusty, I don't know where I put label maker, and tuck our paperwork away neatly out of sight. But I'm going to let you in on a core lesson I've learned through the years of helping people organize their lives. Your traditional filing cabinet is actually a graveyard, kind of like in our digital cabinet. So think about it. Documents go into these deep drawers, bins, but they almost never come out. Because traditional filing cabinets are built around the concept of storing paper, not using information. It becomes a dumping ground for old tax documents from 7 years or even more, user manuals for appliances that we probably don't even own anymore, and random receipts because you never know, I might return it one day. When you shove a paper into a dark drawer or filing cabinet, it goes out of sight and completely out of mind. Then, when you actually do need something urgent, like your car title, a medical record, or an insurance policy, it triggers a frantic, stressful scavenger hunt through a mountain of dead paper. So true organization isn't about how well you can hide your paper clutter. It's about creating a living, breathing system where you can find exactly what you need in under 60 seconds. This is why I'm a true believer in shifting away from the traditional shove it in a drawer method. Instead of trying to maintain a massive, heavy file graveyard, we want to focus on high accessibility physical systems and streamlined digital spaces. You don't need more storage, bins, or bigger cabinets. You just need a system that works with your brain's natural habits, not against them. So some of us are stuck in that just-in-case trap because we might need it one day, right? Have you ever held a piece of paper over the recycling bin, hesitating for a second, and thought, I should probably keep this just in case? You never know. And then that piece of paper went onto a pile, and that pile turned into a stack. And now that stack is a constant source of low-grade anxiety on your desk, your filing cabinet, or your bin. We've all been there. But I'm here to tell you that just in case is the most expensive phrase in the English language. It is the #1 trap keeping you buried in paper clutter. We fall into the just in case trap because of fear. We're afraid that the moment we shred or recycle a document, it's going to be the exact thing we need next month, 3 months, 6 months, even a year. But here is a lesson. 99% of the papers you are saving, just in case, are things you will never look at again. And worse, if you actually did need that information, you could likely find it online, request a digital copy, or log into a portal, or grab it in less than 2 minutes. When you store paper out of fear, you aren't archiving important information. You are just delayed decision making. You're trading your current peace of mind and physical space for a future hypothetical problem that almost never happens. So, to break free from this trap, you need a firm framework to make decisions. Next time you're stuck on a document, stop asking, could I possibly need this someday? Because the answer to that will always be yes, you do. Instead, ask yourself 3 powerful questions. 1, is this legally or financially required for me to keep as a physical original? 2, if I threw this away and suddenly needed it, how difficult or expensive would it be to replace or find online? And number 3, is keeping this piece of paper worth the mental clutter it's causing right now? When you shift your mindset from protecting against worst case scenarios to protecting your current mental clarity, the piles start to melt away. If you want to stop playing defense with your clutter and finally set a system that protects your time and space, let's do it together. Under this video, I'm going to include some text on what to keep and for how long. All right. So things that you would like to keep for less than a year, obviously utility bills, phone bills, pay stubs, ATM and credit card receipts. Keep them for at least 30 days and then delete them, because you can actually find those online with your bank, your utility company website. Things to keep for 1 to 3 years, bank and credit card statements, but do you really need them on paper? They're all online. Medical bills, definitely keep for a year for billing disputes or insurance errors. What to keep for long term? Definitely tax returns and supporting documents, medical records, because more doctors and medical facilities will not keep your records forever. They will not. And this is something that I learned from a community member last week. She said she made copies of all her medical records because she found out they only keep them for a certain amount of time. Keep those, especially if it's like a medical big procedure, something that you're dealing with right now. Anything that you think is important that you need to keep, medically, vision, dental, keep it. All right. And you can also digitize it so you don't have all that clutter. But that is really up to you if you want to digitize it, scan it, and make it digital. What to keep for the life of a document? Obviously, vehicle titles and loan documents, home and mortgage documents, home improvement receipts. So we just recently moved from Nebraska to Illinois. So all those receipts of things that we did to the home, our house there in Nebraska, I shredded because I don't need them anymore. Warranties and manuals of those appliances, I left them at the house. Okay, so if you don't need it, get rid of it. All right. And things that you keep forever. Obviously, these are things you need to keep forever. Your personal identification, birth certificates, adoption papers, marriage licenses, divorce decrees, passports, wills, trust, all that legal family information, immunization, vaccination records. That is something that you keep forever. So you don't have to DIY this. You don't have to DIY this anymore. Join us inside the Digital Life Decluttered crew, my school community, where I give tidbits, videos like this, so you can process your digital paper, any of that clutter that we really don't take the time for to organize. But if you want a completely customized system built directly for your unique life, let's work together one-on-one. Click the link below and check out my services, and let's escape the just-in-case trap and see you in the school community. Talk to you later.